This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, my cat-loving friends. Did you know that 1 in every 3 cats gets kidney problems? It's the largest reason for the death of our cats over age 5, and early treatment can change everything. Today, we're talking to Hillary, who founded KidneyChek.com. It's an easy thing in the mail you get, and you can have results in 2 minutes without trying to get the cat to the carrier. We know you want to hear this, so we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Linda Hall, your co-host of 19 Cats and Counting, here with my forever BFF, partner in crime, and according to my husband, work wife.
I think Dexter and Bella have taken over my role today. They're each sitting on opposite sides of the microphone.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
they want to chat to Hillary and talk about Kidney Chek.
Yeah. Dexter's too young to need this. He's only 2. Bella's getting to be around that age. She's about 8 years old.
Yes. So we're so glad you're with us, Hillary.
We are.
Thank you. Tell us why you started this and when you started it. Let's get the background.
Yeah, so my co-founder and I actually started the company back in 2019. We had just graduated fairly recently from our PhDs, and where we studied point of care diagnostics for 4 years.
Awesome.
And we thought, we were young and feeling ambitious at the time, and kind of said to each other, why don't we start a company? And we set off on this journey of, what started, we spent the first year going out and finding problems and figuring out if we could find a solution. And we landed on kidney disease. One of the mentors that we now have, who was a vet turned business owner, brought up this, big problem of kidney disease and how it goes undiagnosed. And that one just kind of stuck and seemed like a problem that we could take a shot at solving. So that's kind of how Kidney Chek was born.
It's amazing.
I think a lot of pet owners, and me included, and I should know better, we just take the kidney disease as it's an inevitability, right? It's going to happen. We just accept it. But we really shouldn't have to accept that. Is that true, Hillary?
Yeah, I mean, if your cat lives long enough, the chances are that it is going to get kidney disease, but it's kind of making sure that they're in a healthy place and they have as high of a quality of life as they can. And they're not kind of suppressing all of these compounding illnesses, because we know that if kidney disease isn't diagnosed, then it can lead to all these other problems. And so that's kind of our take on it, is having that preventative screening can keep them comfortable and happy and around with us for longer too.
Well, that's it. If we catch it right away, we can treat it. If it goes too long, I'm assuming, like other things, that a lot of damage can happen, and now you're behind the 8 ball. You either can't fix it, or you're just dealing with trying to extend it because it's just too much damage has happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Kidney disease is an illness that once there is that damage, you won't see signs of kidney disease until there's 60 to 70% loss of the kidney. And then once that damage has happened, you can't get that function back typically. So you're kind of on a maintenance and trying to get a treatment plan in place to preserve the remaining kidney function once you've diagnosed it, if it is a later diagnosis. So definitely the earlier detection, the better.
Yeah, I had an emergency today, actually. I have a kidney kitty, my Smokey. He's 15 years old, and we knew. I mean, I had a senior panel early this year and found out that his kidney values were waning a little bit. And over the weekend, he decided to stop eating, throwing up tons of water. He's at the vet right now for the next few days. Luckily, all his other numbers are fine. It's the kidney, but now they're way over at the end. I mean, it's very bad. So we're going to try some fluids and some other things. I'm guessing I'm going to have some new protocol to do when I bring him home. So I have a lot of senior kitties here, and I'm going to be testing quite a few of them to make sure everything's okay.
Well, the usual veterinarian way of finding it is blood test, correct?
Yeah, it'd be a blood and urine analysis.
So as a cat mom, we know getting the cat to the vet is a delightful joy. It always goes so easy. No, we've heard from people that are like, yeah, I had an appointment. I had to cancel it because I couldn't get the cat in the carrier. So I had to reschedule it. This is a pain. Plus the
I'm
stress
curious,
of the cat.
How many do you guys take at a time? Like, how many vet trips does it take you to get,
We cannot do more than 2 at a time. We've both said that.
I tried
it's
to
too
take
hard.
2, but today I didn't because it was a walk-in emergency situation, but I do try to take 2 at a time. Luckily, my vet, he knows what I do, and he knows I have a lot of cats, and they're a little easy on me pricing-wise. They give me a little break.
Yeah. But, okay, so we've gathered, even if it's easy, even if the cat just walks into the carrier and you've got one of those cats.
Yeah, Smokey was easy.
Lucky you. Then we got it, we get in the car. They don't like it. We get to the vet. It's a strange place. It smells funny. Dogs are barking, yada, yada. They're going to get poked, whatever. Or I could pull a swab out, stick it in their gums and teeth, wait 2 minutes and know if we have a kidney problem.
This is what I got in the mail.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about what's in your kit, Hillary?
You've just rebranded it, I heard.
Yeah.
And it's a little different from what Rita and I got. So we want to hear about the latest. So adorable for those listening on air to the podcast. There's a little dog folder and a little cat folder, and they're adorable.
Yeah. So we originally launched our product beginning of this year in January, actually to try and sell alongside vets in vet clinics, because we thought that was just, it made sense to us. And we spent 3 or 4 months going out and talking to a bunch of vets. And what we learned is that, especially during the pandemic, and they're so understaffed right now, they didn't have the ability to take anything else on. And so a lot of them said to us, we foresee there being more value in something that we can actually send home with pet owners. Also, probably the fact that, they don't want to be causing any additional stress on, especially cats, if they don't have to. So what we came up with was this 3-pack with a cute little cat on it. And we've got all the information in there on how to use it. All of it can kind of be seen more on our website as well. But it basically allows pet owners to test 3 times during the year. So we call a 3-pack our year supply. And that way you can be screening in between your vet visits to check your animal's kidney health. Even if you are getting that blood work done, if your pet's 7 or older and you're paying for that yearly screen, 4 months to a cat or dog is actually closer to about a year for a human. And so sometimes even within that year, you can have a huge deterioration in your pet's health.
Look at me.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so it went so fast. And we, as behaviorists, we watch our cats very closely. We know cats hide signs of illnesses. So we watch them very closely. But, all of a sudden, then something happened.
Linda had to hold down the fort for me today. She did a bunch of appointments without me. So
yes, I had to do
there's 2 of you.
And that's what we said. Yes, exactly. Thank the Lord. But, and we have a lot of clients. We find that many cats are just prone to crystals or whatever, even younger than what you're saying. Some cats, especially male cats, are just prone to UTIs and crystals and stuff, and it can cause damage. And so they're running back. We often hear, I should probably run him back and have it checked again. How nice to be able to just pull a swab out of the drawer, stick it in their gum, wait 2 minutes and get the answer. Not only that, but a price of taking your cat to the vet and getting a senior panel. And God forbid you get stuck like Rita did, because now Smokey's spending a couple of days there. So her bill is going to be insane. Or I could have bought a 3-pack of these for $39.99.
Yeah, I'll be applying for care credit later today. I have 16 cats. I mean, most of my money spent on them. How do people use this? Is this a blood test, a urine test, a fecal test?
Saliva. Yeah. So in the package, what's actually included is a single test strip. In the newer ones, we have included 2 little test strips so that when you're going to swab along the animal's gums, you collect a little bit of saliva. We try and recommend avoiding the teeth because if you have a tooth in the pad, it can damage the result. Hence why we include the second strip there. But you wait 2 minutes after you've collected enough saliva, and then you just read the color change based on the scale that's on the back.
Oh, you don't even have to send it in? I get it right then?
Yeah, so it's just reading this color scale from the yellow to blue, and you'll get a number from 0 to 6. And then you look at the green. Is it in the green, yellow, or the red? If it's in the red zone, then we're saying, there's a buildup of waste products. What we're specifically looking at is urea, which is one of the markers, the blood urea nitrogen marker that the vet would have done in the panel probably for your cat today.
Yeah, what he just did today. Mm-hmm.
And so it would give you that indication that there's a buildup of toxins. I should be going to the vet and getting that blood panel done.
Oh, it should be easy for you to give to Kizzy, Linda. He only has 3 teeth.
It's funny you said that to me because I was just thinking Kismet. Kizzy was found with a feral colony, was not feral. Somebody had obviously booted him out of the house. He's the biggest lover in the world. But while he was living with the ferals, he got FIV. So I worry about this cat because, the other cat sneezed like, oh, we should keep an eye on you. Kismet sneezes and I'm like, the vet, we're going to the vet like a crazy person because it affects their immunity, right? So we know that he's got a little bit of damage to his liver and to his kidneys and stuff from FIV. So I literally will probably be buying a couple of 3-packs and just randomly testing him. He does not enjoy going to the vet. He gets very scared. I swear he feels like I'm giving him up again or something because he just looks panicked and looks at us with these soulful eyes and sings the song of his people for the 20-minute drive, which makes me crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking your swab sounds really good right now, Hillary.
I feel naked because Dexter just stole my mouse.
The joy of living with cats. But especially we've talked about this because Rita had, I don't know how many that became seniors like in a very close time period. And she said,
I seem to have clusters that pass at the same time. I've had it quite a few times and I've already lost some kitties to the kidney issues.
But if we catch it before the damage hits.
It seems like if we're talking with anyone who's had a few different cats, it does seem like, that 1 in 3, like they've experienced some loss due to kidney disease and kind of like your situation, you were saying, Rita, they go downhill so quickly. And, it's like we had actually someone who was trained as a vet tech and was managing a clinic that we were doing our study at. And she actually took a test strip home to try on her cat and found out her cat had kidney disease as well. So I can totally relate to what you guys are saying with like, we think we watch our animals really well and we think, oh, we'll know if something's off, but you really don't. Like they're so good at hiding everything that
cats are masters. That's right. Everything they do is based on their need to survive. So they hide when they're sick. So the predators don't guess. They're the weakest. They're the weakest link.
You are the weakest link.
The easiest to make a snack out of.
Easy prey.
I was going to text you guys and tell you when it's time for a break. We have 2 more minutes, but I can't because I don't have my mouse.
So should we take a break, Rita?
I don't know where it's just gone. I don't know what he did with it.
That's why you were so frantically searching for the mouse.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. It happens a lot.
Her pens, So let's go to our break and come back and ask the rest of our questions.
We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor.
Rita, are you spending too much time cleaning out your cat litter boxes and filling them? Are they running out too soon? Do you always feel like you need to add more? Because our new sponsor, Kitty Poo Club, they found the perfect solution to these problems.
Yeah, Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. See, what they do is every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable, recyclable litter box. And it's already pre-filled with the litter you choose. They even have extra large litter boxes, because I have some chunky cats, right? We know other people do too. And when the month is up, just recycle a used litter box and Kitty Poo Club will automatically send you a new one. You can customize your subscription too, and maybe add some toys, treats, accessories, or whatever else might make your cat happy. Oh yeah, and you know what else? You don't have to scrub out those plastic litter boxes either. I hate doing that.
You got me at no more scrubbing litter boxes,
Right?
honey. The super cool thing right now, Kitty Poo Club is offering 25% off on the first litter box order as long as they use the code 19cats. And they get free shipping if they set up a subscription.
Wow.
They just have to go to kittypooclub.com to get 25% off the first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping. And be sure to use 19 cats for your discount at checkout. That's kittypooclub.com.
Meow.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets.
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting and the awesome Hillary, who has made Kidney Chek so easy for us to do at home. I'm amazed. I could have used this years ago as well as today during my emergency.
Yeah. Well, there's some really good information on your website. It's Kidney Chek, CHEK, leave the C off.com. There's a very short little video there. We all know we have very short attention spans these days. There's a very short video on there that gave me really all of the information I needed to talk to you. That's where I got the 1 in 3 cats and the ages, and I got it all off your little video. So
Awesome.
I would encourage people to go to your website and check it out and get more educated on it. It's a great resource for education with kidney problems, right? So
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
a
a lot of us cat parents we're afraid of these diseases because we don't know what it's going to do to our cats. It's better to be pre-warned about these things than to just go along blindly.
A client today said her cat was, I think, 18, and she said, but he's going to live to 40. He's going to break all the records and be we love
all
our
wish
babies
that.
so much and we don't want to lose them. And as the age gets closer, we hear from so many clients, I'm living in fear. My cat's 18. I'm scared to death every day. I live my life waiting. So
yeah, you need to do Tiger too. Your daughter's cat.
Yes, he's Tiger and
16?
Kismet are my 2 top priorities. Yeah, Tiger's probably about 16. Yeah, because she got him when she was 19, which was 13 years ago, and he was about 3. You know, those shelter animals, you don't really know how old they are, so it's a ballpark.
It's a guess,
but yes. So you would suggest we definitely start testing at what age?
We recommend 7 and older.
Okay.
That's typically when also the vets would start recommending the blood work and the urine analysis at the yearly screening.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt to do it earlier if you're big on preventative and you want to do like a once a year test in between your vet visit. But what we typically recommend is, your pet's at a much higher risk if they're 7 or older, if they're not able to go to the vet every year. So, those cats that are just too stressed. And then if they are on certain medications, then that can also lead to unmasking of kidney disease as well.
Yeah, I know that my Sebastian years ago, who looks just like my Smokey, he had to go in for the radioactive iodine treatments. He had the thyroid tumors. But once we cured that, up came the kidney disease. It wasn't even showing before. And there it was, just waiting to be discovered, unfortunately.
Well, and I love what you said, the vet's offices, they're crazy. We brought a stray cat in from outside because we needed another cat, like I need a hole in my head. But she was outside and she wasn't spayed, so I had to do it. And we had a long wait to get the combo test. Then we had to wait for the results. Then we had a long wait. She was 2 months in my son's bedroom going into heat, which is not enjoyable. Before we could finally get her spayed, they're backed up. By the time you have an emergency, yikes. So this is going to give me my answer in 2 minutes.
And even just, give you peace of mind, maybe if you don't need to be, like you're mentioning.
Definitely. Yes.
Owners who are living in fear.
Well, let's say we took the test and we found our cat has high kidney values. What's the next step? Veterinarian, of course.
Yeah. So we've staged it in 2 levels of high. One is just a elevate, like high normal, which we've put as a yellow. And so for that, we suggest retesting in a month's time, just to see if it's consistently high. If it's in the red zone, which is kind of that 5 or 6 final score, then we say you need to go to your vet as soon as you can and get that diagnostic testing done, because our test is, we call it a screening tool. So it's not diagnosing kidney illness. You need to still go to that vet and get the blood work done and the urine analysis to get that full picture.
Okay. Yeah.
And then at that point, you'd be able to come up, or whoever you're, whether it's a holistic or whatever vet you see, but get them on some sort of plan to, make sure that their kidneys are.
Yeah.
You can even take this result and go to one of those vets that you can dial up online if your cat is really squeamish about getting in the carrier.
Yeah. And there's a few vets who in conversations with, if there's a location issue and you can't get into the vet, or if there's a cost barrier, some shelters are actually using the saliva test and then partnering that with a really cheap urine specific gravity just to see what the hydration level is. And so that way you can actually do something. It's not the best case. Blood is the best, but you could do something, even if it is through, like you said, a televet, or at home if you're able to collect a urine sample, or you can do something for the pet.
Rita and I both have ferals. I adopted Karma only because she was
I have two, but one's more feral than the other.
Yeah. Karma has finally gotten to the point, literally took us 4.5 years to be able to love on her. But she's finally gotten to the point where she will love on us. But I guarantee you, I would not get her in a carrier. It would just not happen.
No, I couldn't do it with mine either. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we said, God forbid anything happens to this cat. There's no way we'll be able to do anything about it.
I used to have a home vet, and he just looked at Brownie when she would peek her head, and he's like, "You have to be okay, because I can't do anything for you."
Exactly. Yes, there's no catching you. But I think I could get a swab on Karma. My daughter could.
You think you could?
More bonded to my daughter. Nikki could. Yeah.
I don't think I could even on Picasso, even though Picasso lets me touch her now. I don't think so. So. But those cats you can get, that's so much less stress than dragging them into the vet, especially if you get that there's nothing wrong and then you've dragged them to the vet for no reason.
For nothing. Yes. Yeah. And the peace of mind. Yeah. I'm sure are you hearing back from people like, thank you, this really saved my life here, or my cat's life?
Yeah, more of the instances that we're hearing about is people trying it at home and then being able to actually get their pet into the vet. That's been a more kind of common. Yeah, there's definitely people who are reaching out and kind of surprised that their animal had something is in the early stage of kidney disease because they didn't see any changes. So I think that kind of education piece has been like really rewarding, because there's a lot of people who are really happy about it and really excited to be able to do something themselves at home as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And know whether it's worth taking them to the vet or not, because some cats are just really difficult to get. That's cats, right? And like I said, even if they go in easily, they're still nervous. It's still stress on them. They don't like being away from home. Strange sights.
Not to mention the ding to your wallet.
No kidding. Yeah. Yeah.
And not every vet has walk-in hours. Mine does. I know yours doesn't. So.
No, you got to make an appointment, and they are scheduled out. There was for a while there, I don't know if they still are or not, but they weren't even taking in new patients. They were so busy. So it's tough getting in.
Yeah, I read a stat that was put out a recent study. I think it was done by Banfield, that said by 2030, there will be 75 million pets who won't be able to get the veterinary attention that they need just because of the shortage. So I think there is a huge need for the pet industry to have a little bit of innovation in terms of giving pet owners things that they can do, not to, take away from the vet. We need those.
Oh, experts, definitely. Yes. Yeah.
But they need help too. And they need a break because they are just so swamped. So
yeah, our vet's office is so busy that the founder, he actually had retired, but he's back working because they need every veterinarian they can get to be
all
ready.
Hands on deck.
All
baby.
Hands on deck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and a lot of times they take the blood and then you take your cat home and you wait for the results, and then they call you and say, okay, there's an issue. Bring your cat back now.
Lucky I got to wait.
Even if
today.
they did her a solid because it was so bad with Smokey. But so even if there is a problem, I have just saved myself one appointment, the fee of one blood test, and I can get 3 swabs for $40, $39.99. That's everything.
Yes, please.
Amazing.
I'll be ordering another kit so I can just see how
lucky for you guys. We have a 10-pack
You have a
You
10
guys-
pack. That's what we need. Yes, girl. Thank you.
That's what I'm
getting. Yes. That's
Yeah.
perfect. I have 12 cats. A couple of them are under that age. Most of them are right at that age and over. So yeah.
How long are they good for when you order them?
Yeah, so they're good for 18 months from
Okay.
the time that we've made them.
That's
So we make sure that
amazing.
you have at least that 1 year from when you're ordering them before they'll
That's
expire.
amazing. Now I know when you open them, you have to use them right away. You can't open them and leave them out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Reusable, but
So
if
we
you leave
have
them in
them
the
sealed.
package, that's amazing. That's great. So I mean, we're all about the preventative stuff, right? We're all about adding all of the things and the holistic things and the things to boost because let's stop it before it starts, right? So this would be something that I would have just in my cat cabinet. That's
what I was thinking.
I
That's
would,
why I wondered how long
that I
they
would just
stay
keep in the
good.
cat cabinet, and every time somebody hits that age or around there, or if I suspect
It's
something,
testing
it's time for a
time.
swab. Yeah, exactly.
Think of how much relief you're bringing to not just pet parents, but to the cats themselves, Hillary.
And financial savings and
Yeah.
stress, and it's
Yeah,
everything.
we hired Alicia, who's been with us for almost a year now, and she has been a vet tech for 10 years. And it was actually during our interview with her, during the interview process, she came in and she said she has a cat that was also a stray and just eats everything. And so she said the cat had gotten into a loaf of raisin bread and ate almost the whole thing. And so she spent her weekend waiting in emerge. And she said, I needed Kidney Chek because I could have done a quick swab to see if if the cat was azotemic or not, and if it was going into acute kidney failure. And so there's just, so many different, it's exactly something that you could have in your cabinet of,
Right.
you never know,
Exactly.
if there's this frequent urination or, vomiting up the water, you can do a quick swab. And it's not by any means, replacing blood work, but it can at least give you that little bit of.
Yes.
How was her
It puts
cat?
the
Was her
mind
cat
or tell me to
okay?
go.
After eating all those raisins, was her cat okay?
Her cat was okay. I think, her cat has probably had about every 2 or 3 months has an emergency trip. So it's just like she's like got her kitchen gated off and individual feeding containers for all her cats. And
I love raisins, but I'm paranoid every time I eat them, or grapes.
Yeah. What if you drop one, right? You don't notice the cat gets it. Yes. Exactly. There's just so many things. Yeah. And you have these for dogs too. I mean, we're cat centric, but I do have a dog.
You do have a dog.
I have 12 cats and a dog and
this
one
is our
dog.
cute
That's
little
amazing.
dog
Yes.
package.
Yes.
So
I'm
what's the
assuming
same swabbing the cheek?
Yeah, the dog test is a little bit different. It has 2 pads on it. The cat test strip only has the 1. And the reason for that is when we were designing it, so you just have the 2 color scales there.
Right.
The bottom strip is just looking at salivary pH. And when we started, we had the same strip for both the cats and the dogs. But when we did our study with 4 different vet clinics, we actually found that the correlation from the salivary urea to the blood urea was better when you did not look at the second pad for the cats. So whether it's just with them having smaller mouths, whether it wasn't wet fully, or for whatever reason, we took it off the cat.
My parents have 5 dogs, so Merry Christmas. Guess what they're
right?
getting?
Exactly. You're getting Kidney Chek. Well, that is a valuable gift to the animal and to the person. So yeah, exactly. And my dog is getting up there in age. So yeah, she's getting there. So she could probably stand one too. She's very confused. She's lived with cats all her life and she has identity issues.
She stands in the cat litter box, but she doesn't know what to do.
She stood in there one day and I was like, I will pay you to use it. So I'd have to take you out in the snow. Okay. I'll pay you money. No, she just stood there like, I have no idea why I'm here, but the cats do it. So I'm just going to stand here.
Is kidney disease as prevalent in dogs as it is in cats, Hillary?
It's not as prevalent. It's about 1 in 10 dogs will be affected by kidney disease in their lifetime and 1 in 3 cats. So not quite the same prevalence there. But some of good for dogs, but some of the other interest areas that vets had in using the screening test was for dogs that are on chronic pain medication like NSAIDs, because things like that can lead to kidney disease if they're on.
We know that those can harm kidney, liver. Yes.
Yeah, didn't they want to give Kizzy something? And he already has liver issues,
They
right?
wanted Kismet because of his FIV. He developed miliary dermatitis. He just gets allergies to weird things, that probably dust or something. And he gets these little scabs that are so itchy. Poor thing is losing his mind. And the only answer the vet had for it was steroids. I'm not doing
do
it.
that.
I mean, and then I went home and watched this cat itch himself to death and not sleep because he was losing his mind scratching. And I felt so guilty about it.
Luckily,
I did
you found a
something
solution.
that, yes, I found Meow Mist from the Two Crazy Cat Ladies that helps with rashes and stuff, keeps it down. But yes, I was like, no, I know he's already got a little hit to his kidneys and his liver from his FIV. I'm not giving him any medication that will do. I love this cat. I need this cat to live a long life. I really do.
That's her baby.
Oh, he's just, yeah. I tried to resist him. I didn't want another cat. I didn't want another cat.
Oh, I know.
We
love them all.
And I am so in love. Yeah.
But this is a great tool. We need to remember this for when we start we're raising money to build a sanctuary specifically to pull out those senior and special needs cats from the shelters that never make it out. This is something we're going to need because most of our cats are going to be senior.
I hadn't thought about that. Rescues and things that they're trying to, they've got to have a vet come in and do things. And most vets that work with shelters and things will give a discount. But $39.99 to have 3 tests. I'm stuck on that number. It was a nice number. I liked that number.
It's a nice preemptive, thing. If you find you don't need to go to the vet, you've saved yourself a ton of money. And then if you find you really do need to go, then you're able to ease your cat's suffering from this disease a lot sooner than you would have.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's just going to become a regular thing that we do in between vet visits. Just,
That's the goal.
Yeah.
It's going to be part of my repertoire from now on. That's for sure.
We had a client recently that the cat had kidney problems, and she said, I probably should go take him and get him checked one more time. And I wish I had known about this because I would have been like, honey, let me save you a bunch of money. You spend $40.
Do you remember who it was?
I really don't.
Who?
I don't. I know. I would have gone back. Yeah, but
we'll
be doing this in the future.
We'll do a blast out to our email list about this. Because this is a very important tool that every cat parent should have in their toolbox.
Yes.
Yeah, we did spend a fair bit of time, debating different pricing options, and something that from the very point that we decided to start a company was our focus was simple and affordable diagnostics. And so we were previously, selling them for the $60 for the 3-pack, but we really wanted to make sure that it wasn't cost wasn't a barrier for people to have it and use it. We really do see the value in.
Oh, without a doubt.
We understand that. That's why the pricing on our sessions is what it is we want everybody who needs to be able to afford it.
And it can still be very hard, especially since COVID. There are a lot of people still trying to recover from COVID. A lot of people lost their jobs permanently. And our cat sitting business closed down because of COVID. And we understand that. So, people are struggling. People are struggling. And how much easier. Well, heck, just the gas money, even if it was the same price, just saving the gas of me driving here to 20 minutes away with gas prices at $4 a gallon here. Well, yeah, please.
Look, today I had to we had 3 sessions this morning I couldn't participate in because I needed. But, had I used this,
to know
I would have known.
Whether, yes.
Although he did need to go to the vet anyway. But
but maybe we cut if you catch it early enough, then he doesn't need to spend 3 nights in the vet's office, right? That, room and boarding is not cheap at the vet's office.
Luckily, I get a break. So
thank God. They're very understanding because they know these are all rescues that we are taking, and we basically have in-home rescues while we're trying to build our sanctuary. So
I had a new vet tech today though, and she's like, "Where are you getting all these cats?" I'm like, "Oh, you haven't heard of me yet." Okay.
What is this sanctuary going to look like? And is this just you guys on your own, or?
Yeah. We formed our company, went for our 501c3 so that we're putting money from the sessions and everything into it so we can afford to buy land and build a sanctuary.
Any profits go that way.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And, initially it was seniors and then maybe unadoptable cats like my Kismet with the FIV, But then eventually we would kind of like to build a cat cafe and take in some of these behavior problem cats, fix the problem, and adopt them out so that we can help
everything
that way.
in one. We need a big piece of land to build both of these things. And then, another thing we want to do is education outreach, talking about things like this, behavior as well.
You're helping so many people. People just don't know. So many people are just so clueless, and they just really don't know. And then they wait for signs of illness like they do in dogs. Rita and I were both raised with dogs. My mom was allergic to cats. Her dad was allergic to cats. So we were raised with dogs. When the dog doesn't feel good, you know it.
You know.
The dog whines and the tail's between the leg, and you know. So if you've lived with dogs and you get a cat, if you're waiting for signs of illness, you're waiting too long. By the time you see it, we're in big trouble, right?
And why does it always happen on a Sunday? Why?
That was the other thing I was thinking about, Hillary. It always happens.
It's always
the
a Sunday.
office is closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday night is like the prime time for everyone to do something that tells me they're ill so that I can't get them to the vet.
Yeah. Keep these in your cabinet.
Well, the other thing I was going to add to that is just that there's so much, as a pet owner, there's so much to know. And especially with, vets being so busy, people kind of have to seek out their own information on all these different areas. So it can be very overwhelming if you don't know where to start. So I think it's great having, an educational platform where people can just listen and take little tidbits away as it applies to them as well.
Exactly. So, all of our listeners are on their way to kidneychek.com because I really think this just needs to be a staple. I have a cat cabinet that's got all the supplements, the food, everything is in this cabinet.
Definitely.
And I think that
Linda,
needs to be in there.
We need to write a blog about this for sure.
We do. We definitely do. Yes.
And I hate to say it, but our time is up. Normally, I would at this point put us back on group view, but I can't since my mouse is gone.
Since your mouse was stolen.
Any last words for us, Hillary?
No, it's been great to connect with you both, and I look forward to keeping in touch. And
thank you. Yes,
it's been wonderful. Thanks for
Thank you so much for joining us, because this is so valuable to everybody who listens. And
for sure,
this is huge. I mean,
as you develop more
lives.
Products too, I imagine you might expand into some other types of testing in the future. Keep us in mind. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, anything new you got coming up, you got an open door policy here. Just come on back and we'll talk about it.
That's Dexter.
Sounds great.
So, Hillary, Linda, thank you so much. And as always, I have to thank Mark Winter, who gave us the spot on his Pet Life Radio channel. And what is it we say every time we end a show? Do you know? Yeah? Every day is Catter Day.
That's right.
See you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.